everyone. Today I wanted to show you how to knit with double pointed needles. This is good for a project that is small in circumference. Like today I'm going to knit a sweater sleeve, and it's also good for hats when they taper during the decrease process. And there's a lot of things you can use the magic loop method for too, but I really like the double pointed needles for certain things. So I do want to show you this really quickly. It's really easy. It looks more complicated than it is. So I know people are sometimes intimidated by double pointed needles, but they're really not that hard to use. So if you had a set of 5 of these, and if you had a lot of stitches to work with, you would normally work kind of in a square. The stitches would sit here. I don't have very many stitches today that I need, so I'm going to be doing it in a triangle with 3 needles, and you need an empty one to work on. So the stitches will sit kind of in the middle here. So let's get started. You just cast on like you normally would with a slip knot. And we're just going to use 1 needle first. I'm going to put all the stitches on here and then we'll divide them in a minute. So I need 18, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Cool. So now I'm going to move them between 3 needles, kind of divide them up equally-ish. So each one right now is going to get 6. 6 on that needle, put it to the side. 6 on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to lay these down to show you something. We want all of our bumps to face the middle. We don't want anything twisted around like this because that'll create a Mobius. We want a nice tube, and we don't want anything twisted. So it has to be like this with nothing out of line. And then we're going to join this in the round. So I'm going to hold this up, get these towards the middle. I'm going to flip it because the yarn should come from the right. And the tail aside. So I've got all my bumps facing the middle still. I am going to join, and there's a lot of ways to join. This is the way I do it, but you can do it another way if you'd rather. I take the first stitch from this needle and I put it on the right needle. This one was the first stitch on this needle. I'm going to take it, jump it over, and put it on the left needle. So those first stitches have traded places and they cross over like that. I still have my untwisted bumps in the middle. I'm going to put a marker on the right hand needle so that I know where my round starts. That's important. And then, since there's nothing to hold this marker on, it's going to fall off every time I get to it. And so right now, I'm going to go ahead and knit 1 stitch over to hold that marker in place so I don't have to worry about that. I don't want to lose it. So there we go. We've got this kind of set up. It doesn't matter that I have a little bit less here now. It's totally fine. Now I take my empty needle and I just go around and knit. And you can kind of let your other needles just dangle. They're gonna stay put. And if you need to, kind of push the stitches in the middle so they don't fall. But 1 needle at a time, you're gonna get those stitches. And see, now I have another empty. Turn, let's get this one. And in between, you don't want big gaps. So this first stitch, I'm gonna knit kind of tight. I'm gonna pull it in the back so that I don't have a huge gap between these needles when you switch. You don't want those gaps. You want it to be nice and even. This is gonna make a perfect knitted tube, which is so nice. And see, you can see it goes really quickly. And then I get to my marker, I slip the marker because I want to keep it, and then I knit that last stitch. And so I've done a complete round of knitting. You just go around and around like that. And that's all there is to it. Pretty easy.